Good morning. I wonder if we are live yet. I wonder if we are live yet. Let me know if we are. And I shall celebrate with you. Let me know if we are. Yes, I think we might be. Vidya Santoso says it's very early for tea. It's almost 6:50 a.m. Yes, indeed, that is correct, and that is also indeed very early. Let me see here. I can just get some brightness up on my second phone. So welcome, yes, we are in Hakone. I am here on a little family trip this weekend, and I woke up really early. I fell asleep really early last night and I woke up really early this morning. So I decided to take you on a little morning walk before I'm meeting my family again for breakfast. Hopefully they will all be awake in an hour or so. But for now, yeah, let's enjoy this relaxing, beautiful morning here in Hakone. For those of you who don't know, if there are anyone out there who doesn't know about Hakone, it's a very famous and popular little resort town out in the mountains, not too far from Mount Fuji. Ohayo gozaimasu. Not too far from Mount Fuji and about an hour and a half from Tokyo. So we came here by train. We left last morning. Took a train from Omotesando. You can actually take the express train to Hakone from Omotesando in central Tokyo and arrive here about 90 minutes later. So perfect. And it's a beautiful place, famous for its many onsens and hot springs and lots of ryokans. Now we are in Hakone Yumoto, which is like the last stop of the express train. Then the good stuff is actually further up in the mountains that way. But we are staying at a pretty nice ryokan down here, and we've rented a car, so we will drive around a little today. Hopefully get some good views of Mount Fuji, which you can see beautifully from several spots around here. But yesterday it was very cloudy, so we couldn't really see the top of Mount Fuji. I hope, fingers crossed, that weather will be better today. And thank you for the super chat. Was that from Brad Ward or who was it? Thank you. Some coffee money, maybe. Yes, Brad, thank you. Beautiful. It is. Yeah, I really like Hakone. It's really a wonderful place if you want to experience a little bit of old Japan, if you need to be surrounded by beautiful nature, and yeah, basically also you can get your dose of nice old bubble era luxury ryokans and hotels like this. So it has a little bit of everything. Will you drive the Hakone Skyline Street? Hakone Toge? Maybe. Is that, yeah. We're actually planning to have a look at breakfast to kind of plan out the day. But one of my hopes for this day is that we will be able to drive somewhere with a beautiful scenery and maybe stop at some nice viewpoint where we can see Mount Fuji. That would be great. Did you get to witness Daniel's epic 10.5-hour stream? No, I did not. I did not. I wish I had enough free time in my life to watch a 10-hour stream, but unfortunately I'm a busy man, so I have to squeeze in this maybe 30-45 minute long stream when the rest of my family is asleep. That's about as much free time I have in my life on a Sunday. Look at this, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's the first rays of sunlight hitting this valley where Hakone is located. What about the pirate ship? Nah, been there, done that. It was a little bit fun first time, but it's, I don't know. It's not the best thing about Hakone in my opinion. Not many fall colors yet. No, that's right. Usually autumn or fall hits the Tokyo region, like when you can see all the nice colors, that's not until second half of November actually. So it's still mostly just very green and beautiful here. I hope the signal will hold up here. I can imagine that signal might be a little bit flaky here in Hakone. And it's actually a bit chilly, but I didn't pack any warm clothes, so I'm wearing my blue shorts, but I am wearing a jacket and a shirt and a t-shirt, so it's okay. I'm not cold, but if I knew that I would be up 6 o'clock in the morning, then maybe I would have tried to wear something, bring a sweater or something at least. And these guys are in full bloom now and they smell so good. I don't know the English name, but they're called kinmokse in Japanese. Romance car de ikimashita ka? そうです。そうです。Romance car de ikimashita. Actually, yesterday I was kind of thinking if I should do an evening stream for you last night, because I think a lot of these narrow side streets here can be quite interesting, but I was just too exhausted. So I fell asleep. I think I fell asleep before 9 yesterday. Oh, thank you, Billman. Wow, thank you. Yeah, how are things going? I saw some of your tweets and it looked like your ship or your boat is not too completely damaged, so that's a good thing. There's a train arriving. There is a train station. That's just a regular local train, but that's also where the romance car trains stop. That's Hakone Yumoto. Then you can change to another railway here called the Hakone Tozan Tetsudo, or mountain railway. And it's a pretty cool one. It goes like in zigzag up the mountainside. And then from there, you go to the last stop on that line. And from there, there's a pretty extensive network of cable cars that you can use to get around the area. So if you are planning to come visit Hakone, actually I would strongly advise against renting a car, at least if you're coming on a weekend, because we experienced that yesterday, that it was a lot of queues everywhere, and we would probably have been better off taking public transportation. And then if you do that, you can buy this Hakone Free Pass, it's called, that gives you free access. You can use all the transportation here in Hakone as much as you want for a day or 2 days. So that's something I would recommend if you are planning to visit here. Sound is gone. Really? Anyone else who lost sound? Can you guys hear me? The mic is on here at my end, so I don't know if there's any sound issues. It's not on my end. Okay, Billman, got sound. Thank you. No, sounds good. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Talked about traffic jams. That's right. Yeah, the roads here are pretty narrow, and I mean, we're here on a weekend, so we wanted to go up to the volcanic, to Owakudani, which is kind of famous volcanic area. where you can see lots of steam coming out of the mountainside. And yeah, we were stuck in a traffic jam for, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, which was not amazing, not fun, especially not for my daughter. She was very bored and got a bit angry, and then she threw up. Have you heard of Daikanzan observation deck in Hakone? Has an incredible view of the lake. Yes, I think so. I think it's the one where I actually went. I even might have a video from there. I think it's the place I went last winter. I think I posted a short video called like the best view of Mount Fuji I've ever seen or something like that. And that I believe that's the place you're talking about, right? So yeah, I've been there, and it's really good. It's really nice. How is it possible that there is so much traffic? Well, this is a popular weekend destination, and like I said, the roads are very narrow, and there's not so many roads, only one lane. So if you come here on a weekday, I think it's totally fine. But for weekends, I would strongly recommend using public transportation rather than a car, if of course you can. I mean, many places are not accessible without a car, so. So now I'm kind of thinking where to go. I'll let you decide. Either I can continue along the river down here, or I can kind of head back through the town itself. I think most of the shops will be closed, but it's a pretty cozy little city center over here. So city or river? Please vote in the chats. Do you think it will soon be possible to travel to Japan without corona restrictions? Yes, I don't know. Maybe you haven't read the news, but Japan opens up again for individual tourists on October 11. So then the country will be open. Of course, there are corona restrictions in place here, and people are expected to wear a mask and so on. But other than that, it's yeah, the country is opening up in less than 2 weeks. Okay, city definitely won the votes. So here you have another example of these luxury hotels, probably built during the bubble era. There are plenty of those here. River is striking back, yeah, but I think city won, so let's city. City is maybe the wrong word. Town is probably more appropriate for a place like this. But yeah, this is where you come out from the train, obviously. And in like another hour or two, I think people will start coming in. But for now, it's very quiet here, as you can see. Hey T, it looks like August might be the only time when I'm able to visit Japan for a while. I'm used to hot and humid, but will it be miserable? Difficult to say. I mean, in my opinion, I would say that August is probably my least favorite month of the year, and I always do whatever I can to escape to Scandinavia in August. But if that's your only chance, and it's either Japan in August or not Japan at all, and if you're used to humidity, then yeah, sure, why not? I mean, it's not gonna kill you. It's just the least enjoyable version of Japan, but it's still Japan and it's still good, so why not? If that's your only chance, then so be it. Come. So lots of small shops here selling local souvenirs and foods and stuff. It's quite bustling and lively here when it's open, but yeah, obviously the early morning is not the most lively time. And here you can see the train tracks for the Hakone railway. Oh, and there's even a train. So as you can see, it starts up pretty steep already, and it basically goes, yeah, on a very steep incline all the way up the mountainside. I wonder if this train is still in use. I mean, most of the trains on the Hakone railway are kind of old, so I guess it is. And actually this line got quite damaged in a typhoon a couple of years ago, and I think they had to suspend operations for a while, but it should be back now. The more people speak English nowadays, not really. Most people don't speak English in Japan. Some do, of course, but a lot of travelers still come here and get surprised over how difficult it is to get around without knowing any Japanese. Like, they just expect that things will be like in Europe or wherever, places where they are used to traveling. Hakone pizza, gelato and coffee. Sounds good. Maybe I'll check out this place later. Ooh, nice little alley. Let's alley. Tourists, not now, but they open. There's a translation apps for a long time. Websites here in Japan that are translated using machine translation, but the English is so bad that you hardly understand what they're trying to say. That's interesting. This is the Italian tobacco shop sign. That's very nostalgic for me to see. Oh, homemade gelato. Okay, they open at 11. I might give this place a chance actually, because this gives me very nostalgic feelings about my childhood travels to Italy. Okay, McGuffin, you should sleep. Thanks for stopping by anyway. Appreciate it, as always. At least 7-Eleven is open. I think I need a coffee. I haven't had a coffee yet, so let me get a coffee here. Arigatou gozaimasu. 'Sorry for the wait, people, but I need my coffee fix. very difficult to put on the lid with only one hand. I think I failed. Yeah, sorry, I need to put the tripod on and use both hands. Okay, made it. Jeffrey, you understand fully that I need a coffee fix. Yeah, of course. Look at this. This building is very nice. Looks quite European to me. I like all these plants growing on the wall. I'm surprised that signal is so bad here though. That sucks. Very cool looking neighborhood. It's cozy. I like this. It's a small town vibe, but very kind of alive thanks to tourism. And here they even just built some sort of new building. I will head back to the river soon. Don't worry, George. Don't worry. Is near the giant lake. There's a lake in Hakone. I'm not sure if I would call it giant, but it's decently big, and it has tacky pirate ships going on it. Have I been to the Fujiashinoku area? Yes, I have. Many times. We often go to Kawaguchiko, which is also one of the Fuji lakes. We like that place quite a lot, so we travel there, I would say on average every year at once at least. So now I'm back where I started today's stream actually, and now I will walk around this other side of the river for a little while before wrapping things up. Good morning, the dog that hates you. That dog hates you. I always thought your name was a bit different. It's such a long word, it's difficult to read. That dog hates you. Thank you, Kenneth Kochert, for refreshments. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, did you notice that they increased the prices of Konbini coffee, which has always been 100 yen, but now due to inflation it's 110 yen, so 10% increase. That's outrageous. It's still really cheap for a cup of coffee in my opinion though. But this is a Soba restaurant, and during the daytime it's always a very long line in front of this shop, so they must be really good. I'm kind of tempted to try it out because I really like Soba. Is there inflation in Japan too? Yes, it is. It's not as bad as in many other places, and so far we haven't really noticed those crazy energy prices like which the rest of Europe is suffering from. But there is inflation here, and actually all the supermarket prices were increased now on October 1st. I still haven't been to the supermarket since then, so I don't know how much, but I think that we're talking about pretty substantial increases. So this is actually the place where we're staying, Hotel Yoshi-ike. They have a very nice garden, and the facade is under construction, but the inside garden is very beautiful, and that's why we picked this place. But I have to say that we are kind of disappointed with the room. The room is very old and not so nice, considering that it was quite expensive to stay here. But yeah, the garden was nice, and the food, last night we had dinner there, and that was really nice too. I should do more morning streams. Mornings are so lovely in general. It's not so crowded. And also this is a place I should come for an evening stream in Hakone, because this is like the little nightlife area, I think, at least. So I'm sure it could be interesting at night. Dive from that bridge. I don't know, it doesn't look very deep. The water doesn't look deep enough for me. It does look inviting though, but more like I want to dip my feet in that water inviting, not so much I want to dive from the bridge inviting. So it's kind of a signal keeps getting worse and worse if I walk that direction. So I guess I have to walk the other way. Walking this way is quite nice too, because you can also walk along the river here, hopefully with a better signal. Vancouver coffee. Unfortunately, it looked that place actually isn't around anymore. We looked it up before and it looked like they quite recently closed. It looks like signal is better this way. So I will walk a little bit further up here, and then I will probably wave goodbye to you. It's a kind of a short morning stream today, but yeah, I wasn't really expecting to do a stream at all today, so but along this street you also have lots of big ryokan hotels. I don't know if you can see it well. These are all hotels along the river. Let's walk a little bit further up here if the signal wants to cooperate with us. Really beautiful area. You're fortunate to be there. Yeah, I think so too. I am fortunate to be here. I'm fortunate to be back in Japan. I'm fortunate to live a life that lets me easily and conveniently go on trips like this with my family. Which ones are onsen? I would guess that all the hotels here have onsen baths. That's like the selling point for this area. So without onsen, I think it would be difficult to compete. Especially all these bigger ones should have onsen. What did you take to reach Hakone? We took the romance car from Omotesando station. So that's a 90 minutes train ride. I think we paid a little less than 3,000 yen per person. So romance car is this like rapid train that goes to Hakone. And it's a little bit expensive, but the seats are very convenient, very comfortable, and it's it's the fastest way to get here. You can probably use local trains to get to Hakone for maybe just 1,000, 1,500 yen from Tokyo. So if you are traveling on a budget, you can get here quite cheaply as well. But then it might take 2 to 2.5 hours instead of 1.5 hours. Do you know if it snows often in Hakone? I don't know. I feel like it should. I mean, it's up in the mountains. So I would be surprised if it didn't, but at the same time I haven't really heard about. I mean, I would imagine this area being super nice if it was covered in snow, right? It would be very scenic and beautiful, but I've never heard about that. David, I've talked a lot about moving to Scandinavia and why I'm back in Japan in my last couple of streams, so I don't want to repeat myself, but recommend that you watch the previous streams that I've done since coming back to Japan if you want an update on the situation and why I'm back in Japan. Also, I think this is also a nice little, this is also a ryokan, very old Japanese traditional. I could walk further, but here kind of the road goes a little bit of a different route, so not next to the river, and it's not really that nice up here, except that eventually you will get to a place with a nice garden. Look, here's some steam coming out. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that's pretty typical for onsen towns. So yeah, I will not continue much further here. Instead, I will probably wave goodbye to you and go back and see if my family is awake and get ready for breakfast. So yeah, a short and sweet little morning stream, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Hakone Yumoto, that's right. So thank you for joining me, and I'll be back with another stream tomorrow, because tomorrow it's Monday and I will stream every day, every weekday next week. That's my plan. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Hej då! Mata ne und auf Wiedersehen!